Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you step by step how to do a walk cycle animation in Blender. Now I want you to keep in mind, this is based on my previous video where I showed you how to rig a character. And this is by no means what I would call like a finished animation. We're actually just learning about the very basic contact down and pass and the up positions and then back to contact, right? Just the basic sort of walk cycle. In reality, there's a lot more going on. You have core movement, you have chest movement, the head's doing things, the shoulders are doing things. So what we have here is just a slow, almost sort of robotic looking, looks like one of those sort of Tesla bots, right? And the point here is to look at us from a beginner's perspective, just learning how to get these sort of main poses. From here, you could go and polish it up, add more movement. But this is meant to be simple. It's not meant to be a finished, polished animation by any means. So if you haven't seen the previous video, you can check that out where I show you how to rig this character. And by the way, you can get this character completely for free in the description below to follow along. I've put it on my Gumroad. You can just put in $0. But if you want to put something in to support the channel, that's also your option, but you don't have to. Just get it for free, and then you can follow along with this tutorial here as a beginner. Like I said, this is aimed at beginners. So let's jump in, and I hope you guys enjoy learning how to do a basic walk cycle in Blender. So with your character extracted, if you've downloaded mine, what you can do is you can go ahead and in the actual viewport, just click on the rig itself. And where we're going to be working is inside of pose mode. Okay, so I'm assuming you already know at least some basics about animation and bones, at least the very basics. But if you don't, you could probably still follow along. But inside of here, we have the ability to grab bones and move them around. And the cool thing is, say if you don't have to do this, but say for example, I move this control bone here, I can go Alt G with it selected to reset the transform. So essentially anything I can press like R to rotate, I can just go Alt R to reset it. Okay, so that's going to be something that's handy as we're working. So what you want to do, you want to make sure you select a rig and you're inside of pose mode. We're also going to press Control free or Command free to go into the left orthographic view. Okay, or you can also come up here to view and go to viewport and go to your left that way. And what we're going to be using is this one here that I found on the internet. It's a very kind of handy one, very common sort of little sheet showing you how to do a animation. You can see one side is darkened, one side is lighter. So you can just see which side is what. So over here, you can see this is the right side. All right, this will be the character's right leg and that'll be the left. So let's follow that. That's why we have a character position like this. So the first one we want to do is we want to position our character with the right foot quite sharply forward, almost at a 45, and the back leg would be the left side going out this way. So what we're going to do is we'll actually come here and we'll grab the right side. And that's actually, in this case, just so you can see, this is the red side that I've just labeled like that to make it easier. And back in our left orthographic, we're going to select that right side and we're going to go G and move it forward. And the thing is, if we grab it and move it all the way where we want, you can see it stretches. So we actually need to grab the hip itself, because we need to bring that down, right? Right now the character is standing straight up. So bring the hip down a bit, and then you should be able to bring that foot forward and kind of like that, okay? And then what we want to do, we want to grab the other controller on this side. You can see that is the blue side, that's left. We're going to go G, Y and move that back. And we're going to move it to about here. And then what we'll do is we'll actually grab the foot bone itself, we'll rotate it. Click, and we'll grab this guy and rotate it up, the toe. And then let's move the foot up again and a little bit more back. So we have a little bit of a bend in it like that. And we kind of have the heel touching over here. So now we have that position. Okay, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the right side hand, go back into our left position. We're gonna go G and move that back, kind of rotate the hand back so it has a bit of a swing. And then we're going to press 1 on our keypad just to go into the front orthographic. We're going to move it in like so. There we go. And that's much better. And then let's go back into our left. And we'll just have the arm kind of slightly swinging. We don't have to go too aggressive, just like that. And the wrist kind of going back. And what we're trying to do here is just sort of match how the arm is going over here. Okay. And then we want to essentially match that over here. So we're going to grab the other one, the left side. We're going to go into our front orthographic by pressing 1. move this arm in, and then go back to your left, and then just go G and move it, and kind of swing the hand forward just a little bit, and just have it kind of just forward like so. You don't want to go too crazy. Something like that. There we go, matching about the same distance out from the body as the other one. So now we have that position, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna press A to select everything, right? And let's just go over to our first frame, so frame 1. And with all of this selected, we're gonna press I, and that's gonna insert a keyframe for each one of these bones. Now, let me just mention this. If you're actually doing an animation, generally you wouldn't be doing this for every single bone. You'd have different bone groups, and you would just be adding keyframes to specific controllers, and then later on you'd layer your sort of bones as you're animating. But to keep things simple, so we don't get sort of complicated, we'll just add a keyframe to every bone, so you don't have bones sliding around and you don't know why that's happening, okay? Just for beginner's sake. So every bone now has that position. We can go into our front orthographic, and while we're still here on frame 1, right, you can actually enable auto keying. And over here, I can see in the front view, I might want to just bring my shoulder down just a little bit here and a little bit here, so it's not too robotic and stiff, like that. And we can go back to our left side. I might just tilt the head a little bit forward, just since we've just done a downward stroke step. And that's about it. I'll turn off auto keying, and now we have sort of our first position, which you can see is this position over here, what we've just created. So now let's do the next one. So the next one is similar, right? And keep in mind, this whole time, we're not actually moving the character forward, because we're just doing a walk cycle, and you can actually make the rig move forward with a different means of animation. So for now, it'll just look like our character is walking on a treadmill. But for now, let's just go up to frame, maybe let's just do frame, because we're thinking about the speed, we can always adjust it. Let's just go to frame 10 for now. So I'm rolling in with my middle mouse button. We're at frame 10. And on frame 10, we're going to grab that hip. This is enable auto keying. We're on frame 10. That's really important. And with this hip selected, we're going to go G, Z, and move it down even a little bit more. And then we're going to grab this controller over here. We're going to go R to flatten the foot. So the foot here doesn't move because it's locked into place. We don't want it sliding on this frame here. So just keep it flattened. And then we want to take this foot over here. And this one, we actually want to go G, Y, and move it back a little bit further. And we actually want to rotate it up. And let's just bring this toe more down by rotating, and then move this controller up. So our foot's kind of like that, okay? As you can see here, that sort of position. Almost, if you really want to exaggerate it, almost swinging out like that. Okay, there we go. So that is our next position. And also we want to grab our left hand or right hand. We want to go G and move that out even more. Like that. Swing the hand even a little bit more. And then grab this hand control here and kind of just move it a little bit more forward and swing the hand up just a little bit more like that. There we go. And then we're going to press A to select everything while we're on frame 10, and we're going to press I just to insert a keyframe for all these bones, and we're going to turn off auto keying. So what we should have now, if we go to frame 1 and we hit the spacebar, we should have him sort of slouching like that, right? And we'll get there eventually. So now let's go to frame 20. And on frame 20, let's turn on auto keying again. And now what we're going to do is we're going to actually take the hip, we're going to go G, Z, bring it up higher, and then let's bring this foot over here. Let's go G, Y, and this is our right foot, and we're going to bring it all the way to sort of underneath the character, and we might have to bring that hip up just a little bit so the leg isn't as bent. So we want that leg straight at this point, and then we can grab this left leg, and we can go G and move it, kind of move the knee forward a little bit, and have the foot sort of bent like that. And this is our next step, like so, okay? And then what we're also gonna do is this hand over here, the right hand, is gonna swing back, like so. The hand kind of goes forward just a little bit, so something like that. And then let's select the left side hand controller, the IK, and let's go back into our left view, and we'll just move this guy back and to the side here. And if you wanted to, you could just go into your right orthographic, but I prefer just to work from the left at this point, because I can kind of infer where it is just by looking, or I can turn on the X-ray to kind of For some reason it's not working inside of the edit pose mode here, but I just want my hand here to side like that, essentially. So this is the position we have. All right, I'm gonna press A to select everything, and I'm gonna press I to insert a keyframe on frame 20, and I'm gonna turn off auto keying. So now what we have, if we go to frame 1 and we hit the spacebar, we kind of have that. Okay, we have that thing there. And from here, things get a little bit interesting because we now have these three, the contact, the down, and the pass, right? Okay, and now we're gonna go up to frame 30. And on frame 30, let's just go to our left orthographic again. And now we're gonna enable auto keying. And let's just grab the controller here for the right hand. And we're just gonna move that forward now, like so, just so it's out of our way a little bit. Let's grab the IK for the left side hand. We're gonna move that back just a little bit like that. And what we wanna do is we wanna kind of grab the hip and just sort of move it forward just a little bit like that. And we wanna grab, there's a back, so the right side leg here, right? We wanna grab that controller, we wanna move it back like so, and then rotate the foot and have the toe rotated as well, making contact. So we want sort of like this, right? Just rotating it, moving it all the way back till this leg is almost straight, like so. And then let's grab the left side foot IK and let's just go G, move that one forward. We have auto keying enabled here, by the way, and we're on frame 30. I'm gonna move this over here. Let's just rotate this foot forward like so. So it's kind of like here, just ready to take a step like that. And you can even bend the toe just a little bit like there. So we have this sort of new pose here. Just kind of going forward a bit. And then on frame 30, we're gonna press A to select everything. We're gonna press I to insert a keyframe for every bone. So now I'm gonna turn off auto keying. Let's go to frame 1, hit the space bar. And now you can see that's sort of our move here, our walk. Now, the cool thing is, right, and this is a really nice thing we can do, is we can essentially now just mirror our contacts. We've got our first contact here, and here is our last contact. And you can see it's just a flip, a mirror of the first contact. So let's move over to frame 40, and I'm gonna show you a really cool trick. So what we actually do, just remember we wanna be at frame 40, but let's just first of all go to frame 1. And on frame 1, we're gonna press A to select all of these bones, and we're gonna go Control C or Command C to copy this position. Then we're gonna go all the way to frame 40 again. And now, instead of going Control V to paste it, we're actually gonna go Control Shift and V. And now it's gonna copy that, but in an inverse. So now with this position here, with all of it selected on frame 40, let's go I to insert a keyframe. And now you can see essentially on frame 40, we have this one here, but just flipped around. So now that we've gone from contact point to contact point, as you can see over here, we essentially have our contact and our contact here. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna work back reusing our other animations here. So what I mean is, we don't have to now for the inverse of these positions here. So essentially we have our contact now in right has gone to left, but it's the same contact point. So what we want to do, we want to redo the down, the pass, and the up for this position. But what we can actually do is to use a shortcut. We can actually use the inverse of these existing ones over here, so the flip of these. And because in my earlier video when I showed you how to make your own rig, that's why the .r and the .l extensions are so important, because you can essentially just flip data onto the other side and you can inverse it. So if that doesn't make sense, just keep watching and you'll understand. So we're essentially gonna do the down, the pass, and the up again, but we're gonna reuse the existing animation and just flip it. So how do you do that? So since we're on our left contact here, where our left leg is making contact, as opposed to in the beginning where it was the first leg here, I mean the right leg, what we can do here is we can actually come to 40. And we want to, when we go to frame 50, so I'm just gonna zoom in here. When we come to frame 50 over here, we actually want if we go to frame 10, this is our down pass. So we wanna actually come here, make sure everything's selected by pressing A on frame 10. We're gonna go Control C or Command C to copy it. And then we wanna come all the way up to frame 50. There we go. And on frame 50, we actually wanna go Control Shift V. So that paste that copied position, but in the flip, in the inverse. And with everything active, we're gonna press I to insert a keyframe on frame 50. So essentially, frame 50 is frame 10, but they're just flipped around, if that makes sense. So you can see right legs at the back here and now right legs at the front here, but it's the same position. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is you wanna grab number 20. So go to frame 20, everything's active, go Control C to copy, go up to frame 60, Control Shift V, and then go I to paste it. And then press I to add the keyframe for that position. So now frame 60 is just an inverse of frame 20. And then lastly, we're gonna get our pass pose. So we're gonna come to frame 30, we're gonna go Control C just to copy that with everything active, and let's come to frame 70, and we're gonna go Control Shift V, and we're gonna paste it on frame 70, and then go I to insert a keyframe for all of these bones. And then lastly, we just need to grab our very first frame here. So come over here to frame 1, everything's active, go Control C to copy, and then just move to frame 80. And in frame 80, we should just be able to go Control V this time, not Control Shift V, just Control V, because we're now back to where we started, and then press I to insert a keyframe. So now frame 80 and frame 1 are the same. So let's come over here and make our animation 79 frames. And the reason we do this, we don't want what's called stepping, because frame 80 and frame 1 are exactly the same. We just drop one frame here so it blends in smoothly and we don't have a stepping effect. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna come to frame 1, hit the space bar, and we should now have a walk cycle. And the walk cycle here is nice and slow. Now, my goal in this tutorial was just to sort of teach you the basics of a walk cycle, how to get these contact down, pass up, and contact again positions. An actual walk cycle is actually a lot more involved in that, because we have hip rotation, we have sort of the core is doing work like this, the head itself has movement. So what we have here is something that looks very robotic. Also, I've been animating on every set of 10 frames. Animation doesn't always work like that, so it's not everything isn't paced on an exact same interval. So some bits of your walk are a bit slower, some bits are a bit faster. So a lot of people who might know about animation, you might be screaming at the screen like, oh, that's not how you do it. I get it. This is just sort of like what we call a beginner's exercise. We kind of learn the very basics of a walk cycle, nice and slow. By no means is this what I would call a sort of industry standard walk cycle. There'd be a lot more involved if you were actually doing an animation. This was aimed at beginners, just like the previous video where I was teaching you how to make a simple rig. So we're not gonna get too complicated. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. There's a lot of work that's gone into it, and if it's helped you, please like and subscribe, check out some other content, and you can even support the channel on Patreon, where you get access to a lot of cool files and projects that I work on. So I'll see you guys next time.